Hey, man. How are you?
Good morning. You're awake today. I'm proud of you, man.
You know, I've been thinking that we've been doing this show for pretty much 5 full years on and off.
For a minute,
but mostly on. And I've realized that, like, I had the thought the other day, we've gotten a lot better at broadcasting over those 5 years. We start to know what each other's thinking.
Yeah.
We didn't mention a single thing about this in the pre-show, but this is exactly where I was going.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are 24 hours post the original date for recording this episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And your boy Ricky had to get a cap put on one of his teeth. And as a result, his dentist gives him benzos.
I couldn't believe when you told me that today. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So triazolam is a drug. And I researched this a bit because Princess eBay she's the one that used it because of her claustrophobia when getting her mouth worked on. And so I researched it back then. And from what I can tell, I think it's primarily used when you have jet lag or insomnia. And I've used this drug before. Last time, they gave me a little bit more this time, and I thought, yeah, this isn't working. This isn't working. I almost mentioned to you, hey, I'm going into a procedure, but it was at 11 a.m. We record at 6 p.m. I was totally safe. I wasn't safe. I woke up about, 20 minutes after 6, 30 minutes after 6 to you say, hey.
It was probably 30, yeah. I think it was after go time.
let's maybe do this tomorrow. What do you think? I barely remembered it. Next thing I know, I'm opening my eyes, and this soundboard's in front of me.
Listen, Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go!
Hello, Pack-A-Maniacs, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
I am good, buddy.
Better than me, that's for sure. Well, on this week's episode, it's going to be a big one, guys. We've got patch pyramids. We're talking the direction of our PC. We're talking Secret Santa updates.
Yeah.
We're also going to cover some of the hottest news in the hobby, including B is for Shill bidding.
What?
And so much more. so much more. It's going to be a full one tonight, guys. But before we dive into all that craziness, Chad, do we have any show announcements?
That is show craziness. And I'm excited to hear what you are going to say. And I'm curious to hear what I'm going to say.
Did you say show craziness or shill craziness? Because I thought I heard the latter.
I don't know. Maybe there's a little Freudian slip there. So, yeah, let's remind people of our website, pttfpodcast.com. From there, you can find each and every one of our shows, whether it's over on the YouTube, whether it is podcast form. Plus, it is where you can find each and every one of our affiliate links and promo codes. If you're looking for a new Zion case, perhaps for a loved one for Christmas, or you want to put it on your Christmas wish list, keep in mind that we have a promo code to get you 10% off with promo code PACK. But also, not only can you just find that on our website, but it is the main source of our eBay affiliate link. And you guys have been absolutely killing it with that. You make Ricky and I so happy every time that we get a notification that you've purchased a card. So the way that this works, if you're new to it, is you go log into eBay. Then you go over to the website, pttfpodcast.com. You will see a number of different spots there where you can click our eBay affiliate link. You then shop as planned. It is free for you. Everything that you buy within the next 24 hours gives the guys a small cut in the process, and you make us all very happy, and so happy, as a matter of fact, to the point that we want to come up with a giveaway to say thank you for what you have done. And Ricky, I think we're going to do that right now.
Yeah.
What do you say?
We can't thank you guys enough. We've gotten enough notice that eBay, we had to have some talks with eBay. And that's not a bad thing. Keep this amazing ship afloat. We are giving it all back to you, including in monthly installments. Chad is going to pick this week's winner to go into our list for November and getting free eBay bucks.
Oh, yeah. And this one, let me show the list here. Now, we've recorded last week on Thursday. Today we're recording on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we have 6, but only 4 of them have processed information. Now, one of them comes from listener Luke, who actually was asking me whether or not one of his cards in particular made it onto the list. He wanted to make sure he was doing the process right. And that's what prompted me to sign in from my work device. Now, Ricky, when you try and sign into an eBay affiliate program through your work computer, apparently the alarms start going off. Oh. And next thing you know, you're locked out of your account. IT's wondering why you're trying to get into an eBay affiliate program from your healthcare provider work. And then you end up on a phone call with the eBay when you're supposed to start recording Card Talk with Mrs. Doc and end up being 5 minutes late. Hey, so that's how that happened. But, Ricky, we got a few. We've got some more WNBA, some more Bowman University Chrome, which we just learned came out just a week or two ago. Which, by the way,
for those listening, can I just point out with the Bowman University Chrome, there's a Cold War going on amongst the PTTF family where we have Utah cards numbered to 5 and 1 of 1 saved on our eBay search list.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you. Have you found any University of Utah cards that you've been eyeing up?
There's a Dampier at a 5 that they don't know. People think that they have Tom Brady's rookie card numbered to 5. It's selling for $1,000. Who do you think you are? No,
well, maybe it's just defensive shill bidding.
Maybe just that.
Have you ever thought about that?
Defensive shill bidding, always okay, evidently.
Maybe was this one actually a buy it now?
Yes.
So this was a defensive buy it now.
It was. It's
a D-bin. Yeah.
I might have to talk to him.
The old D-bin.
So I know this is a D-bin. Will you accept $50?
You should. Oh my God, you should.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and we're going to update the show next week.
Yeah, even just message them right now. Be like, hey, look.
Hold on. Let's see if
this is real important.
My eBay.
All right, so we've got the 4 cards. I mentioned the Bowman University Chrome. We also have a 2018 Topps on Demand Shohei Ohtani Rookie of the Year Tribute. SGC 9.5. That's a big card.
That's a big boy.
Now, we also have a 95 Topps Finest Refractor, Luis Gonzalez, with the Astros. I don't think I recognized he was an Astro.
Luis Gonzalez?
Yeah,
he played for the Diamondbacks and Astros, I believe.
Yeah, I think of him as a Diamondback, but not necessarily the Astros. Now,
you do, because I think that's when they won the World Series. He was a part of that team.
Yeah, he got the World Series winning hit, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right. Yep,
for the Diamondbacks.
Good memory.
I considered omitting that card from the weekly raffle because it is an Astro.
Yeah,
but
fair.
We'll allow it.
Fair.
So let's go to the randomizer and see what we got. Ricky, last week you asked me to randomize, I believe it was 3 times. How many times are we randomizing this list this week?
4.
All right, we're going to go 4. Now, I don't think I spoke about this clearly enough. So each week we're going to select one of these cards that you have purchased through our eBay affiliate link from pttfpodcast.com, and whoever is atop of the randomizer at the end of number 4 is going to go into the November drawing. Now, each week we'll take that winner, we'll put them in at the end of November, we'll randomize it, and the winner will win an eBay gift card, courtesy of your guys here at PTTF Podcast. And Ricky, let's hit the randomizer. Here's number 1, number 2, number 3, and here we go. Number 4, who do you think is going to win?
I know who I hope is going to win.
Well, there is... Did I just hit number 4? Nope. Here we go. There's number 4. Look, again! Again!
Nope,
Skylar Diggins-Smith. Is that the same card as last week? That's what we have to go. We're going to have to go to the show notes and look and see if that's the same card as last week. Because if it is,
Skylar
and I screwed that up...
Black gold?
If that is the case, then the winner is the Topps On Demand Shohei Ohtani. So I will figure that out.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm reading from our show sheet. Is it the 2024 Panini? I can't see the the screen's kind of small for me. 2024.
No, 2019, Don Russ.
Last week's was 2024 Panini Prison WNBA Skylar Diggins Smith Black Gold.
Well, there we go. Back-to-back weeks.
I have a guess of who it was again. Someone is racking up those. The name is Raffle tickets. Raffle tickets.
In real good position.
Pray to God AI takes care of that one.
They will, because I just showed everyone on the YouTube all of our show information, and so we're going to be cutting that part out of the old video.
Oh, God. You pulled a Tim.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and take that off of screen share. All right, so I think as far as show announcements go, I could tell you that's everything. And is it? Oh, no, Ricky, I got one other thing to tell you before we go to Secret Santa, which I'll let you take the lead on.
Yep.
Couple of new YouTube subscribers over the past week to highlight. NKling02 and the 99 Central, new subscribers over to the YouTube on Pack to the Future podcast. So welcome and thank you for the subscription.
Welcome. Now join our Secret Santa.
Yes. Ricky,
and before I tell you more about it, I'm going to jump around a little. We got a voicemail. We got to cover. You went on a rant last week about the Dodgers. And if I'm curious if I should share this now or after. If I'm being honest, I kind of set you up. I demanded that you go on a rant last week.
Yes, you did.
I insisted on it because if I'm going to be honest, I was fully planning on taking that audio, mixing it with some of your previous baseball comments, and playing it to Secret Garden from Jerry Maguire. Do you remember that awful song? And they would splice in clips of Jerry.
No. I'm going to pull it up right now, though, as you're talking.
You got to pull it up. It is the worst song. We'd hear it on the radio all the time. It's going to splice in, instead of Jerry Maguire, your clips, until you said something very important. You said, remember the Astros. Remember the Astros. They made baseball no fun for me. So if I'm being honest, I was trying to set you up, and I had to veer left. I had to call an audible. That project's out the window for now. You crap on my beloved sport of baseball again. It's coming right back.
No, why would I do that? That's my sport of baseball.
It is. You're baseball Chad. We've always said that about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we've got a voicemail. You went on an epic rant, though. You delivered, and the listeners have responded. And this will tie us back into Secret Santa in a moment.
I'm excited to hear it.
Hey guys, Boston Steve here. I just wanted to reach out in response to Chad's amazing rant last week about, the origins of his Dodger fandom and why he maybe stepped away from the team. And I think it was triggered by some comments about people giving him a hard time because he was rooting for his parents' favorite team. And I don't believe in hiding behind a screen. I'm going to come out and say that I was absolutely one of those people, and maybe the person that Chad was referencing. It happened in the super secret Santa group chat, which, sidebar, if anybody's thinking of even possibly joining Secret Santa this year, please do so. I honestly have two very good hobby friends that the first time I ever really got to interact with them was on the live feed. So it's a great experience. It's very positive. But Chad went on that rant, and perception is reality. I respect what Chad said, and I actually loved it, Chad. I loved hearing the passion, the fandom behind you. But I'm also here to say that I stand in solidarity with anybody that might have felt personally attacked by that rant. Us that are longtime fans of the show have heard Chad say baseball is boring more often than your average middle schooler says 6-7, right? So Ricky wants to gloat about the Tigers taking down the White Sox. Baseball is boring. Big City, Kansas City Dan wants to come on and share some baseball highlights. Baseball is boring. There's a big sale of a 90s baseball card. Baseball is boring. Poor Mrs. Doc needs to talk about a new release over the summer as a baseball card. Baseball is boring. So we didn't, I think, have full context of Chad's fandom, but definitely understand the frustration, Chad. The other thing I do want to let the listeners know, though, is while 98.76% of North America is rooting against the Dodgers, Chad had the benefit of being in the super secret group chat with us, where there were many of us that were highly invested in this World Series from a fan perspective, and the vast majority of discussion was pro-Dodgers. A couple of side-on when Chad was going live, and we rooted them on. We talked about the frustration we could get pop-ups, and were in awe about the complete game in Game 2, and Shohei was must watch. And this wasn't just the Game 7, like, good for you, Chad. This was from the NLCS on. I mean, there was a lot of fanfare about the World Series and being happy and excited for Chad, for the Dodgers, for MLB. And unfortunately, Chad's takeaway was that one comment, which Fog contacted that comment. Day after the World Series, I logged into the group chat, and I see a pretty aggressive, well, let me back up a little bit. Wax Museum Kyle's there, and he's got this little shtick. It's kind of old at this point, but once a week he'll make a comment about this happened in the hobby, and it's half-assed, just like Barry Sanders quit halfway through his career. I mean, it's clockwork, right? So Kyle makes one of those comments, and Chad comes in to defend his buddy, Ricky, very admirably, but with a pretty aggressive comment of, quit halfway, you mean just like Halliburton's Achilles? Which is referencing Kyle's favorite team, who has never won an NBA championship, and his favorite player, Tyrese Halliburton, blowing out his Achilles at the beginning of Game 7 of the NBA Finals last year, in a very heartbreaking way. Kyle then comes in and gives a basic defense about it wasn't that he quit, it's his, he went too hard, and he refused to give up and had fight. And Chad doubles down and says, tell that to his Achilles. And I was taken back, so I did make a comment about, look at this guy riding high, riding the wave of watching his parents win parents' favorite team win a championship, coming in throwing haymakers or something like that. So it was just sort of shots thrown all around. So maybe I went a little too far. Chad, I apologize. Sorry that your takeaway from all that group chat wasn't, I thought, a lot of positivity about the World Series. But ironically, had Kyle not taken a shot at Ricky's favorite teams and caused you to take a shot at Kyle's favorite teams and caused me to take a shot at your favorite team, Ricky would have started this podcast last week and been taking shots and gotten you all frustrated. He would have been the bad guy. So somehow Ricky ends up looking great, and all of this was the supportive person, and a couple of us look like jerks. So, anyways, be well, guys. I hope to see some of you at the Secret Santa if I'm still invited, and take care of yourselves. Appreciate it. See ya.
Now, I apologize. That's a Ricky edit. First of all, his voicemail, for whatever reason, came through so light. I actually boosted it, and I thought, I'm going to blow you out. And so I'm sorry. If I need to send you this audio, I can. I think most of it came through pretty well. I
think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
And I like to pretend that Boston Steve, anywhere he goes, that music's just playing in the background.
Which I think he has said he hates that music, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, 100%. That's why I play it every time.
Now, let's go through a couple of things here about
Please.
This. Boston Steve, the thing about him is anytime he makes some sort of psychological assessment about either the scenario or what was going through my mind and what he predicted, or trying to lay out what he perceived happen, he's always spot on. He's always spot on.
Okay,
he's never not right.
No, he knows this show better than we know it.
He does. And that's why I think he's probably very good at his profession.
Yes.
The thing that he's really right on, had you simply responded to literally fucking anything, which you never do, and it drives me nuts about you. You read everything. You will take the time to read everything, and you will analyze it, but you never respond to it. And I just had enough of you not defending yourself and cowering over these Barry Sanders comments that you can't even stick up for your boy. And I was like, enough's enough. And Boston Steve nailed it right on the head. He nailed every bit of it right on the head.
So to be fair, and this is where it's my fault, I kind of wanted to be surprised by what he had to say too. And so I listened for a bit, and then as the song kind of gets going, it kind of cuts him out a little. So I apologize, Steve. We got what you were saying though. He's nailed us. And I usually don't correct you when you say you read everything, respond to nothing, because I kind of like the idea of you thinking. And half the time I do read everything. I did not have any idea that he was slamming Barry Sanders. And you laid into me right before we recorded last week saying, would you get your ass into that chat? I'm sitting here having to defend you. He is talking trash about Barry Sanders. When are you going to be a man and stand up for yourself? Grab me by my shirt collar. No, Boston Steve, he nailed everything. we don't take ourselves too seriously. Sometimes we like to ham it up a little bit, but Boston Steve's the first listener that was ever named in the show.
That's true. That's true.
He's never going to be banned from Secret Santa. He's never going to be banned from this show.
No, get out of here.
I love the fact that he left the voicemail. It adds great content, but like he's 100% right too, that I got to like skate by. If he would have just waited, I would have come out and made an ass out of myself last week. I would have come out, called you out, and boom, it would have been me. But I'm not one to let him suffer in the trenches alone. I will repeat, I was fully prepared to get on that bandwagon and give you crap. So, well
the funny thing was he sends that, and then we actually started talking a little bit more about like the Astros and the cheating scandal, and he reminded me something that I had honestly completely forgotten about.
Oh.
Like I'm like Frank the Tank given my what's when he's up there debating and just completely blacks out. I think I blacked out the 2018 World Series because he reminds me, hey, Alex Cora was the third base coach for the Astros and was the mastermind behind the cheating scandal.
Oh.
And then in 2018, you know where Alex Cora was?
Where?
He was manager of the World Series champion Boston Red Sox, who defeated the LA Dodgers.
Your LA Dodgers.
And the likelihood of cheating in back-to-back World Series was probably there. So that was just another further little twist of the knife in the gut. So that was lovely. So thanks for the reminder there, Steve.
But man, I love our listeners, and Boston Steve could not be more correct. I mean, he was correct about everything, but he was also very correct about how special Secret Santa is.
Yes.
It's your last shot, guys. And I don't know if we planned this correctly or purposely, but it works out so well. Sunday, November 16th.
It's coming right up.
One more shot if you're listening to this on time Saturday morning. All you got to do is get at our Instagram, Pack to the Future Podcast, or our email, packtothefuturepodcast@gmail.com, and just say, hey, I'd like to be in your Secret Santa. Let us know who some of your favorite players or teams that you collect. Give us your full name. Give us your address so that we can send you your cards. And we'll follow up with the rest. It is the most fun event. Like, literally, if I could be ready to quit this podcast, and I would keep it going for this one event alone. It is that special. It's the greatest thing I've ever come up with.
It really is. It really is.
And it has brought us so much closer to those that listen to the show and our friends through the show, to the point that we're mixing and mingling with them at the National. Those are all people that we met through Secret Santa.
That's
You've
true,
done
man.
a couple of them. You've done Dallas. This is the way to connect to the hobby. You get in this show chat, and also we give Chad crap all the time about the Dodgers. It's amazing. But it really is so much fun. And it's literally existed for multiple years now, just based on us starting to put people together in an Instagram chat, and it's active daily. If you want daily card talk, and it's not going to blow you out, like you can skip over it like I do, or you can read every bit like Chad. But I'm telling you, you are not going to regret it. We want our old listeners. I worried last week I may have come across wrong. We want our old listeners to still participate, but we'd love to see some new names. And so far, we've got a couple new names, and I am excited.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It's always fun to expand the wolf pack.
Oh, yes. $30 minimum purchase for your gift. You have to commit to $30. No maximum. It is so much fun shopping for your Secret Santa. It's so much fun hanging out close to Christmas online together. It just sets the mood. Not only has no one ever said to us, guys, I regret it. And we've gotten some packages as we got this thing moving late to people. You know, we've worked really hard to get the kinks out. But not only has no one ever said, hey, I regret doing that or not again, they rave about it. They say it's the greatest event of any podcast I'm a part of any hobby thing I'm a part of. Maybe save National or a big card show. It's a big deal. and you're invited. Please hit us up. You have until the clock striketh midnight, mountaineth, westeth us for the rest of us on November 16th.
Beautifully done, sir.
Thank you.
I think Chaz is going to sign up. I think I saw an Instagram message from Chaz to join in this year.
What?
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what that guy puts on his list. I bet he's going to put Dodgers on there. That's my suspicion.
I think he might.
Could you imagine him showing up? My goodness gracious.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's take a turn and do a little bit of a transition.
Oh.
To some hobby news. Now, there has been some big hobby news lately. And we're going to get to what you guys think we're going to get to here in just a second. But before we do, you want to start us off with a little Panini news?
I do, and this is really interesting. I pulled up an article from Reuters. It's Reuters, yeah? Reuters?
Yeah.
So the headline of this really kind of strikes me for a couple of reasons. Soccer stickers maker Panini picks City as advisor to explore options, sources say. Soccer stickers maker Panini, not like major card brand Panini, not maker of Prism Panini, not holder of all the licenses over the last decade Panini. It just tells me that someone who probably doesn't know anything about sports cards wrote the headline for this. But it's a really short article, and you'll see some content on this on social media, which kind of tipped me off to it. But the article itself is actually quite short. Sports trading card company Panini has picked Citi as a financial advisor to explore strategic options for the company, including a sale. Two sources close to the matter told Reuters. The Italian publisher, best known for its popular album stickers featuring soccer stars from top leagues and also for producing comics, has previously worked with advisors and considered a possible sale over the years. The new advisor has been named after major stakeholder and CEO Aldo Solistro died in April. Panini and Citi declined to comment on this matter. Said private equity firms and U.S. group The Topps Company could be interested in acquiring the business. And this is where I think rumors on social media, especially on Instagram last week, really started flying around.
Well, yeah.
Now, it does say that they could be interested. So there's no source behind that particular statement. But I don't like to report on things that aren't true and then speculate on them. But I'm going to do it for one sentence. Boy, if Topps acquired Panini and we had Panini continuing under the license and still got Panini and Topps products, that would be pretty fun.
It would be massive. It would be insanely expensive. Imagine what a National Treasures baseball hobby box would be. Just covered next week. But hey,
we did just cover that next week.
You know what I mean?
But I think more importantly is like the fact to highlight here that they are exploring what to do. Like that link with Citi and trying to determine that.
Well, I think you can speculate a little here. I think that it's clear they're positioning themselves to have a discussion about that. And if you're Panini, that makes all the sense in the world. You have a product that you can't release because you don't have licensing anymore.
Right.
Where are you going to go? I mean, we've speculated that for years now, since the news came out that Fanatics was buying Topps and then getting the NFL and NBA licenses. And we kept speculating, what will Panini do? Will they go WWE? Well, Topps has gone WWE as well. And I don't know the latest on that, but they may have it outright. I think if you're Panini, you're saying, hey, we've built a catalog of products that you would love to continue to release. That's our value, and that's our exit door if I'm Panini. So I think that this makes all the sense in the world that this could happen. And it looks like the dominoes are starting to line up for it to potentially happen. It's far from a done deal, but incredibly exciting news. I mean, imagine getting your downtowns, your kabooms, your color blasts. I mean,
yeah,
big deal.
Boy, how the turntables, you know? over the last couple of years. That's for sure. So stay tuned, perhaps, for more from that in the future.
Well, in some Beckett news, what you've all been waiting for. Beckett wins a judgment against Texas couple in fraud case. No,
Wait,
not
what?
that Beckett news. Beckett just came out on top of a civil lawsuit against 2 Texas residents accused of trademark infringement involving extensive autograph fraud. And what's terrifying about this story, this was regarding Texas residents Wendell Giddon Rogers and Lisa Skolnick. They were arrested back in January as law enforcement raided their house, Mr. Giddon Rogers' house. They located thousands of items that were fraudulently manufactured. What these individuals had done is bought an autograph pen. If you'll recall, Dak Prescott got in trouble his rookie year for using an autograph pen.
Yes.
And I guess these pens, you can like put information into them, data that allows you to custom an autograph to any famous person. And so it will mirror that. And then it sounds like what they did is they used a lot of these Beckett authentication stickers.
Oh,
helmets,
that's where it comes in. Okay.
Jerseys. They also found PSA, JSA, and Fanatics stickers. They've already been arrested and are dealing with the criminal charges, but now this is a civil lawsuit Beckett has made. The settlement orders that these 2 are not allowed to counterfeit Beckett marks in any way and are prohibited from using words or other symbols that would falsely describe or represent any items as authentic Beckett merchandise or merchandise endorsed by Beckett. They were also ordered to pay $577,000, $500,000 for actual damages and $77,000 in attorney's fees. I doubt they'll ever pay
You guys
that
are
back.
ridiculous with your fees, by the way.
Yeah, well, and no one will ever see those attorney's fees. I don't anticipate these 2 individuals are going to have the kind of funds necessary to pay that. It will just be something they owe forever.
Okay.
So yeah,
You're still ridiculous.
What terrifies me about this, though, and we covered this very early on in our podcast, like the first 2 or 3 episodes, there was a documentary talking about how easy this stuff is to counterfeit, and it scared the hell out of me. And this is the scariest, most scared I have felt since that documentary, of wondering, oh man, you got to be so careful with what you buy as an autograph or memorabilia, even if you think it's authenticated.
Yeah.
Because what these guys would do, they would go in there and like sign a Tom Brady helmet. They would then research which Beckett sticker correlated with a Tom Brady helmet and would put those numbers on the Beckett sticker. How terrifying is that?
It's pretty wild, man. Like you said, haven't been that scared about things in a long time. And if you're unprepared for this, they'll be your Valentine. No, I'm just kidding. That's from a song. You tell me what that song is and maybe you'll get a prize. But here's the question that I have about this. What are these 2 wearing in their mugshot? What are we doing here? Are they cloaked?
Yeah, cloaked and daggered. There's a chance that may be some sort of jail garb. There's a chance. I can't.
Is that
why.
like the latest jail fashion? You would know that more than I would. You're around this world.
It looks like the kind of garb that might be put on for a difficult inmate or a suicidal inmate. So I don't see these 2 being those, but maybe they're just in the latest fashion trend. The I don't know.
Yeah.
It's horrific,
Well,
whatever it is.
I digress. Ricky, this was a good find on your case, and it is terrifying. It makes me rack my brain thinking about any of those things that I have that are autographed that are not on a card, and just makes you wonder,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to your point, Chad, like you said, hey, if you're not ready for this, I don't know how you get ready for this. If you go on eBay or online and see this and you see the Beckett sticker, what's the most you can do? You can go on Beckett and type that number in. It's just terrifying.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So you almost have to go another step and know who you're buying from.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Good story, man. On to story number 3 in our big story.
Big story. Big boy.
All right, Ricky. So this is one that people by now should certainly have heard from. And if not, well, you're going to be in for a little something. So the key to this is the defending of shill bidding by labeling it a different term.
Yeah.
And I think this really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Ricky, this is tricky. So you heard what it was. Ricky and I want to discuss this a little bit. And then I also found a blowout forum that's talking about this a little bit. So I also want to give some of the community's feedback. And I think people might be a little bit surprised about what they're hearing. So I want to be a little bit sensitive about this. However, as everyone here may know, Ricky and I might be a little bit skewed in our initial reaction to this based on interaction that we have had from Dr. Beckett. We were invited on a podcast with John Newman a number of years ago where Dr. Beckett was there, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion of us. We don't need to be liked or beloved, but we didn't have what we felt was an appropriate interaction. Yeah, we had a bad experience with someone, and that's why the running joke B is for Beckett has always come up, because frankly, he decided to condescend Ricky in the middle of the podcast and say, hey, guy, the B on the Beckett label is for Beckett, which is where that came from. Now, putting that aside, and I try to be very objective when I think about this, hearing this does not surprise me, number one, just from the mindset of the person that I've had some very brief interactions with. And I realize that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. That's okay. You may have had different interactions with him that you know that my limited interactions do not give a fair representation of this person. If that's the case, that's great. I'm just going to speak for what I know. Mm-hmm. Guys, shilling is shilling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you didn't want your card to go for a low value, you put it up for a buy it now. And that's literally why this exists on nearly every major platform where you can sell a card, whether it's through eBay or Fanatics. You can certainly list it as a buy it now, and you're too afraid of having your card sell for a low amount of money by some idiots who get a deal. That rubs me the wrong way significantly, but put it as a buy it now, and then you don't have to deal with this. But in my mind, there's no difference between defensive shilling or offensive shilling. It's a shill, and I don't like to take it all. And it's really hard when someone has a really big platform and is admired by a lot of people to be that full of yourself where you think you can say that to defend a card from some idiot from having it at a price that's lower than what you deem to be appropriate.
Yeah. And listen, I agree with you. We've had a bad experience with Dr. Beckett, and we're not huge fans, but I'm going to be very careful not to let those feelings come into this, because I'm offended in what was discussed on its face. Now, I hear what Dr. Beckett is saying by saying, hey, if you are going to go make a bid on a friend's card to protect it, it's what you believe its value should be, and you're willing to follow through with that and pay eBay in full and lose the percentages they will take or whatever auction platform, then that's your right to say, hey, I'm going to buy it. I don't think anyone's going to pat you on the back by saying, yeah, man, go bid on those cards. Just because you can does not mean it's something that should be celebrated or encouraged. And in reality, it is impacting the comps, because the comps are whatever someone's willing to pay for the product right then and there. And if you're rushing it out too early and there's too many other hot cards for sale and people just don't have the funds to buy it, you position yourself badly, or there's a number of factors, so be it. But that is the market, what people will buy. And when you mess with that, you are negatively impacting the market, saying, oh, it's only a good market if it goes up in value. I'm sorry, guys. Cards go up and down constantly, down more than they go up. Many people lose their butts in this trying, you don't make money. Most of the people in the hobby are collecting for the fun of it and losing money as they build their collection. I realize also that Patrick Ryan was probably just talking quickly and did not mean to call people idiots that are bidding on these cards. But that's what was heard, is that you guys, us big time collectors, some of the biggest in the hobby, unquestionably, if you think you're going to come after our cards, you better be ready to pay full price and then some. We're not going to let you get any deal from us. And then when I talk to like you on a weekly basis, Chad, and talk about the cards that you got really good value on and traded in and made money on, and cards that you lost value on and didn't make money on, none of us are going to relate to Patrick Ryan saying that, who posts constantly all the biggest hits. His Instagram is incredible. Like, it will blow you away with what his collection is. No one's going to relate to that. No one is going to relate to that discussion from Dr. Beckett's side either. I mean, just such a small percentile. And I think that this was just a terrible look. I struggle. I understand the importance that Dr. Beckett brought to the hobby. He developed these magazines. But at the same time, it feels a little bit, in my opinion, like taking advice from the person that invented the pager on what we should be doing with our iPhones. Like, he has not been active in the hobby, leading to new products and stuff for a long time. And I struggle. I struggle to understand the appeal beyond the, hey, he did create a magazine that I loved when I was a kid. So that is very cool. But it just feels so out of touch and so desperate to try and get back into touch that it just has me shaking my head.
That statement, see, I almost see it the other way, but I have no evidence to back it up. So I do want to be very careful about that. And Ricky, if I came off too aggressive on my take of it, we can certainly edit it out in post, and you just tell me that. And if not, then we're going to leave that in so people can hear us having this frank discussion about it. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't know that I see it as being out of touch. I think my reaction was that I saw it as ego. But again, I have no evidence to suggest that that's true. And I certainly haven't talked to him nor asked to reach out to him, to get comment on that. So I guess I shouldn't jump to that conclusion about it. But the optics of it, I think, as you said with P. Ryan, were not great. And certainly when you isolate it too, that it makes it difficult. Now, I don't want to defend it by any stretch of the imagination, but I also want to be cognizant that I am certain there could be hundreds of clips of you or I pulled from this very podcast. However, we are far less influential than someone as Dr. Beckett, where we say things that sound completely idiotic and out of touch with the hobby. But I think it's a little bit more challenging when you are in that position, almost of power, and you just have to be a bit more careful. I'm in that spot at work, and like work, Chad, when I'm a physician and you talk to other people, you just have to have that awareness that things that you say, you just have to be careful with, because other people see you in a leadership role and will listen to more of what you say. Ricky, one other piece about this that should be of note is I know that many auction houses are the same way, but at least what I have pulled up here on the screen is from DC Sports 87, one of eBay's biggest sellers of sports cards. In their frequently asked question, can I bid on my own items once they are listed on eBay? And it says capital NO. This is a zero tolerance rule. Like, so not only is it just like ethically should you bid on your cards regardless of what you call it, a defensive shill or whatever, like you just can't do it. And that's policy.
Well, and I'll be honest, I don't believe that that's what's happening. I don't believe that they are actively defensively shilling and then paying those costs and getting the card and then relisting it. I don't buy it. But I agree with you.
Would you say that's okay though? Like that's the tricky part that I think people in the hobby are having a hard time with. I
think it doesn't. I'm not going to come out and say you can't do it. It's not illegal. I don't think it's a good business practice because you're going to lose 10% every time you do it of your value or whatever. But you certainly shouldn't be encouraging it. You certainly shouldn't be talking And I'm with you. And I think that's why you're hearing, I don't think you came out too hard. I think that we have different, where you're hearing from my response is, I'm with you. I can understand these mics are hot and you can say something really stupid and people can hold on to it and rake you over the coals. So I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt there. But on its face, there's just no way to really defend coming out on a podcast. And again, to point out what you pointed out, we're a comedy podcast. We're two idiots that collect sports cards and try and talk about it. And we get everything wrong all the time. These are podcasts talking authoritatively about the hobby. And again, I just think it's a bad look. I couldn't disagree with it more. I think that the hobby, I think you may cover even a little bit more of kind of the hobby's backlash to this information. It just is not something that people can relate to, even in taken in the best context possible. It's unrelatable.
Yeah, it really is. And Ricky, you had a perfect transition into what the hobby has been saying about it. I pulled up a blowout forum. Let me make sure I've got the right one pulled up here that was talking specifically about this and the conversation that was had. Let's go ahead and check out a few of these comments. It'll be a better viewing experience for those of you who are consuming this through YouTube, but we'll try and read some of these out for everyone else who is on the podcast forum. So the main headline here says, massive scandal rocking the card hobby. Top defensive bidders exposed for shill bidding to inflate prices and protect comps. I don't know that's exactly what they said, but okay. Collectors furious, trust shattered, major platforms under fire. The integrity of the hobby is on the line. This could be the biggest reckoning yet. So maybe taking a little bit of some liberties in that. The very first post on this said, yes, this seems like a spam post. I mean, so over the top that someone's commenting on spam post. But then you get some negative comments here pretty quick. Claiming that nothing is lost and that everyone knows this happens is dangerously naive. That's a little bit different take than what you and I had on it.
I mean, I do disagree. I take the opposite point of that poster just now. I think, hey, we're idiots. We are idiots. The idiots that B. Ryan refers to, if we think that this isn't happening. I'm just shocked that such a big name in the hobby and such a historical name in the hobby would come out and say these things. It's mind-blowing. It's not going to ruin the hobby.
No, it's definitely not. And this thing's going to blow over. Now, it's definitely not going to ruin the hobby. I strongly suspect it's going to blow over and be a non-issue a couple of months from now. However, you got to remember that there was a very influential sports card podcaster who came out and did some things and admitted to some things about some mega bids. And that person just is gone out of the hobby, deleted the podcast, deleted everything. I don't think that's going to be the same thing here, but I just want to highlight, I guess, the reason that I bring this up, because I realize it doesn't make for great content, like scrolling through these things, is the top comment that I have right now is, this isn't some harmless hobby quirk. It's illegal fraud. And the very next post says, this happens in other collectible markets too. Does it suck? Yeah. But anyone who truly collects knows they are often bidding against folks trying to prop up a card. It's just the cost of doing business, my friend. And so you really see the dichotomy of responses here. And I think that's why it has so many people talking, just because there are differences of opinion of what's going on.
And I'll weigh in. I think you're going to really struggle to ever bring a fraud case. Now, maybe you could civilly sue someone. I don't think anyone's getting charged with a crime for this. I would lean, without looking into the laws and how all these places operate, it's not illegal. It's not a good thing, though. It's not a thing you should boast about. But I wouldn't go so far as to say they're breaking the law. I don't think that that's happening. I think that, hey, if eBay allows you to bid on your own cards, for example, and you choose to do it, it's a crappy thing to do. But is it illegal? No, the system allows you to do it.
All right. Well, fair enough. I think the biggest takeaway that we have from this, and this really sums up us up pretty nicely here, is that's why Ricky and I earlier in the show mentioned, maybe it was next week's show, I don't remember, the as opposed to the defensive shill, that's why we created the D-bin.
Yeah.
And the D-bin is really the master of the defensive shill, but getting around conforming to hobby norms. And that's where you set that defensive buy it now. For my Donovan Mitchell that I have, the retail 101, in my mind, that's a $2,000 card, and I'll be damned if I put it up for auction. Some idiot's going to get that for $250.
Uh-oh.
See, that's a lot of people call us innovators, Ricky, in this hobby space, and this is why. That's why you put that D-bin up on eBay of $2,000, because only the smartest of the smart collectors are going to get it, and it's going to protect us.
Yeah, I have a question for you, and if it's going to totally hijack this show, we can cover it next week, and maybe even get a couple listeners for a panel.
Hey, dude, we're an hour into this. If this is hijacking the show, we're going all night.
Done. What is the difference between putting a card on eBay as an auction and then going in and pumping the card up and versus listing a card higher than you expect to receive from it, knowing you have room for negotiation? That's a tough question. So if it's too much on the spot.
No, not necessarily. When you place a bid, there is commitment to buy.
That's fair.
There is commitment to buy by you. And so if you don't want to pay the price that someone's listed for, you don't put your money out there to do it. And then when a sale actually happens, Ricky, and everyone in their mind goes to Card Ladder to look up a comp of a card before they go buy one, right, and they see what the sale price is, they're not looking at what the list price is on eBay. They're looking at what the sold price was. So I think that one, in my mind, is a pretty simple answer, and that's what it is.
You nailed it. I thought that was going to be a big 30-minute discussion. That was tricky. You nailed it. I totally agree with your assessment.
Dude, it is literally my job, Ricky, to take 83-year-old grandma's list of 87 complaints that she's had dating back before the war. Oh, which war? World War I. And it's my job to condense that into a 20-minute visit and come up with a good solution to it so that we can all walk out of there happy.
I'm impressed.
That's what I just demonstrated.
I am damn impressed. All right. Well,
is this like the first inning stretch? Like,
yeah,
we got time for a stretch or something? Like, you got some...
Well, let's do some show. Let's do a little behind the scenes show business.
Yeah, what do you
discuss this? Do we want to cut out one of these?
I think we cut out segment number 2.
Okay.
Segment 3 is a timely one that was brought to us by a listener, and I think that it's very timely. I think that's where we go, and we can save what we had for segment 2 for next week.
Perfect. That was exactly my thought. I'm glad you're on the same page.
I love it.
Okay, well, tell us about patch pyramids.
Yeah, so this one, to give credit where credit is due, this was inspired from Jarrett on Instagram. He is Celtic Super Collector. Mm-hmm. Now, he messaged me, and I'll just read you directly kind of what he said here. He said, "Hey, Chad, I was bored this morning and thinking about the impending Wax Museum podcast episode number 350. As an aside, of course, Ricky, that's where Wax Museum Kyle said that he's going to stop his podcast is at number 350. Jarrett said, I remembered that in the episode, he and Pristine_Paper had recently created a patch pyramid and thought that it would be kind of fun to turn it into a Wax Museum patch pyramid challenge. The worst to first list they made during that episode of patches.
I like that.
And so what I'll tell you in just a second is their ranking of them. But then Jarrett put his together and actually also made it into photographic form of different patches that he has collected as inspired by Wax Museum Kyle, because he said he was not really a patch collector prior to listening to the Wax Museum podcast. And so kind of as a small tribute to Wax Museum Kyle, we want not only to highlight Jarrett's, Ricky, you and I are going to rank ours of this list that I'll read off here in just a moment. But we also want listeners to weigh in and perhaps take some photos of the patches you have, post them on Instagram, and we're going to come up with a little hashtag WMPP for Wax Museum patch pyramid.
Love it.
You got it?
Love it.
All right. So there is the foundation. Let me give you the cast of characters that they decided they were going to rank. And of course, they did it through basketball cards, but I think this can apply to some regard with other sports as well. Mm-hmm. So first of all this is the order they ranked them in, the Wax Museum podcast, Kyle and Pristine Paper. So their very bottom is the jersey, what Kyle lives and dies on, calls it a swatch. We call it a napkin patch.
Yep.
And then second on that list is the trim or piping of the jersey, followed by the team logo or name, the jersey number, the nameplate letter, the sponsor patch, the championship tag, the swoosh or jump man, the laundry tag, and then finishing it off with the logo man. So we've got a number there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those, Ricky.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult for people who are just listening to remember all 10 of those, so I'll try to repeat them as we go. Jarrett really came up with this incredible photo, so I'm going to put it up for people on Instagram to be able to view this, because I think it's really going to add quite the visual to what he put together, and he's going to post this over on his Instagram, so you can check that out too. Yeah. Ricky, let me show you, because I don't know that you've seen this. Here's what we got.
It's amazing, and he's even labeled them. My favorite is the swoosh / jump man.
And everything's Celtics, and he's got it outlined in green on a white background, and he's put his lowest ranked items in a smaller window for the card, and then has gone up, highlighted by a laundry tag and a logo man. And that one's a finals logo man, which I think is even nice. So, Ricky, I came up with a list, and I'm prepared to go through mine, but I'm curious, did you put together a list as well?
I did not, but I can do it right now.
Or you can just tear mine to shreds as I go through mine. Whatever you want to do, I'm good with.
I can go super quick.
Okay.
I'm going jersey swatch or napkin. This is worst to best.
That's got to be consensus, right, for the jersey swatch.
Napkin lane. I'm keeping trim piping next. I am then going sponsor patch.
Oh.
Then team logo then I'm going jersey number and nameplate number, then team logo or name.
Okay. I think I'm with you.
Then I'm going laundry tag. Then I'm going swoosh / jump man. Then I'm going championship tag. Then logo man and tribute patch. Boom.
The tribute patch is number one. Okay, you put that in as the bonus. So they have that as the bonus as their number one, and you're going with it too. I like that.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't totally understand what a tribute patch is. I anticipate it's something like this NBA Finals logo or something, like NBA debut, I think, or MLB debut. They'll put that little thing on their jersey for the first game. So that's what I'm calling a tribute patch.
I was going to let you keep going. It's like the Bill Russell tribute patch, like the number that they have on there. They'll do that.
Oh, okay.
I think if you did it for MLB, I think that would be a good equivalent for our baseball card collectors out there. I think that would be very good. So I like that.
Tribute patch, I'd put right in that same category. Just as cool.
Okay. I could get behind that part, but I've got to tell you, this one for me, it wasn't hard for me to put this together, and I think they got it, like a bit of it, quite wrong. So I think the swatch and the trim, everyone could agree, is number 1 and 2 of the worst type of jerseys that you could collect.
Yeah.
For me,
trim is a little
one,
better.
Yeah.
But not much.
Yeah, but it's not enough for me to even get excited about to even fight you on it.
Fair.
My third worst out of this list, and this is not close, is a laundry tag. I almost could not give 2 more shits about a laundry tag.
I'm going to give you so many props for that. I almost pushed that way up, but I was like, I'll get just mocked mercilessly. So I was like, no, not doing it.
See, you just got to embrace the getting mocked. Now, I will say this. Jarrett's photo that he has here of Jared Bollinger, that laundry tag, that's what he's calling a laundry tag. It's really an Adidas logo with the NBA logo man on it. I can get behind that. But the piece that just has like the random team, it's not the team trainer, it's like their equipment manager who handwrites things on there when they're done, and like the little piece of whatever marking that's on there, I just could not care less.
And I've maintained since 2020 it's the one piece of the jersey that never touches the player.
Yeah, I think you're right. So that for me is third worst. The next one I think will also be a little controversial. The sponsor patch, I don't care. I do not care. I don't care about the Jazz 5 for the fight patch. I care for the cause. I don't care for the patch. That does nothing for me. It doesn't bring back childhood memories. It doesn't take me back to the future. It's like, oh yeah, like Dad, do you remember when old Karl Malone wore the 5 for the fight patch? Like, I know he didn't wear it, but just for the sake of the example, I don't know.
Agree.
I just, that doesn't do it for me.
Yep. After
that, give me a piece of the jersey number. I really like the nameplate letter, and that almost got one of the top marks for me because I really like those. I love the fact that most of them, the entire letter can fit into the size of the card. I just think that's cool. I think it fits. You know, even on Jared's here, he's got that E that fits right in there. I think it looks really good. After that, give me the swoosh, which I don't care as much about.
No.
Then give me the logo man. The logo man is not number one for me. It is not.
Have you done team logo yet?
No, I have not.
Oh my God. I think you're onto something.
The logo man, I'm going to get that on every jersey. Every jersey in the NBA. Like, how is it distinguishing it? And I almost dropped the logo man behind the nameplate letter because of that.
Yeah.
After the logo man, and I've got two left, I want the team logo after that.
I think that's a massive deal.
That to me is going to stand out. I know that one's controversial, but say like back pre-Danny Ainge, Utah Jazz Chad collector, I've got a Rudy Gobert, like the entire ball of the Jazz note. And I just think that that is the coolest thing. And that could apply to any team where you look at it and you instantly recognize, you know, say you had a P from the Pacer that's in there. Whatever the team may be, I just absolutely love it. And so that's why it's number 2 for me. The last one, and I know this goes a little bit with what I said, but the championship tag. Now, the championship tag I rated number 1, and I did have a little bit of a hard time with this because the championship tag could be seen as very similar as a logo man, which I just said was not the best one. But if you get that championship tag, it highlights that your team at some point in time has been at the pinnacle enough to win a championship. And if you get that of your player and then you put it on a card that has your team's logo on it, mwah! I love it, and that's why the championship tag for me was a number 1.
Man, no, there will be no slamming you on this one. You actually have me feeling shame about my list. You were braver than I was.
Well, I did create it, and I was thinking how I could shame you the best. So that's what we came up with. Now, however, while I might be able to verbally make a point out of this, the one that Jared said, I mean, this again looks really good. And he's got the logo man as number 1. Now, I will say his logo man's a little bit modified because it's got the NBA Finals in cursive written on top of a golden ball with the logo man on the inside of it.
Yeah.
And that card looks super cool. I mean, that almost combines what I said with the championship tag with the logo man. And so I think that one really looks quite cool.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
So if people have the time, put together what Jarrett, so Celtics, so I guess Celtic Super Collector, because there's only one S in there. Go follow him if you're not already doing so on Instagram. Good dude. I actually went to dinner with him in Dallas one of the years, if I'm not mistaken. When I went with Carter and Kyle, out to Carter's Best Man's restaurant in Dallas. He was out there and had a good time kind of meeting and catching up with him. But go check him out, see what he did, and if you can, put together a little something like that on Instagram or just post a photo of what your favorite patch is Post it on Instagram story. And again, hashtag WMPP for Wax Museum Patch Pyramid. And there you go.
Excellent. That'll be a lot of fun to follow along with.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
could you imagine if we did segment 2? This thing would have been 2 hours long. Who the hell's writing this script?
The sun would
I was worried we wouldn't even have an hour. I'm losing my mind over there. I was just like you yesterday. I'm like, my God, what are we going to do? I'm texting you in the morning. You're halfway comatose, getting your teeth drilled into, and I'm losing my damn mind over how long our show's going to be.
Dude, it was so bad that I woke up and I asked my wife, because I slept on the couch all day. I woke up and I said, how did I get here?
Oh, dude, I didn't tell you this. As a quick aside,
yeah.
So I went to maybe this is post-show. I've got a good post-show story for you. So we'll save it for post-show.
All right. Well, it's been another fun show for Chad. I'm Ricky, the Secret Santa. Deadline, November 16th, midnight, mountaineth, westeth, for the rest of us. Wishing all of you a one of one night. All right, what do you got for me?
All right, so Saturday, our friend Evan gets married.
Yeah.
He has a wedding, Ricky, where the agenda starts with ceremony, arrival time at 1:30. And he's got things mapped all the way throughout the day, including a post party that ends at midnight.
Oh,
that's a long day.
Oh, my God.
And in my mind, I'm going to go a little bit with this. You can cut me off at any point and just tell me to wrap this up. But people are going to get.
I'm just going to throw out there. This is what you're about to say is exactly why you better be a close friend of mine. My days of going to weddings are over. They're over.
Dude. So here's the thing. Like, I'm talking with the crew. I'm talking with Beej. I'm talking with Brown Bear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm definitely going to the ceremony. And like, I'll stay, because after that, there's a 2-hour cocktail hour.
Oh my
It's like
God.
it's the middle of the day. And I'm like, there's a fair chance that I'm home at 5 when the reception starts. Then I'm just like, I see people, go give some hugs, tell them congrats. But I've had so much stuff to do because I'm going to go on this ghost hunt like in 48 hours. Then I'm like, I just need to get home. Or part 2 is I'm going to see double out of my left eye on Sunday.
Yep.
So
Sunday I'm seeing double.
Well, I'll let you fill in the gaps, but here's some highlights.
Done.
Brown Bear and I reenacted a quarterback center exchange on the dance floor with a full NFL cadence before he hiked the ball to me. Sarah tried to teach me how to dance and do the salsa, and I stepped on her feet so much that she's like, we have to stop. We get home, and we get home at like 10:30 or 11.
Yeah.
That's how late your guy made it in the day.
Which might as well be 3 a.m. for you.
Oh, dude, it was so brutal. But there's one thing that saved my life because I did not see double on Sunday.
Ooh.
What I did see on Sunday is when I woke up to my 4:30 alarm that I forgot to turn off.
Oh, no.
And I look around, and for the first time in my entire life, I had fallen asleep and stayed asleep on the couch downstairs. Wearing a blanket. Oh, no. But 2 chicken soft taco wrappers from Del Taco draped across my belly.
You went to Del without me?
I went to Del without you. It saved my life. And I woke up and I thought, number 1, thank goodness I'm not seeing double. And number 2, Ricky's going to be really bummed I went to Del without him.
Nailed it. And number 3, this story's about Dan. And